play a voicing. I'm snapping it. So the mallets are coming out of the hand, and to get the power, I snap it. So instead of doing this or this, I get a lot of power. Right, so that's the open fulcrum. Now try this, close the mallets, so it's like this. And now the fulcrum is not here, the fulcrum is between the thumb and the third finger. So try that, let me see how you do that. Marco, you have your mallets? No? No? Yeah, get them out. Try it. Because you're a Burton player, right? Burton, yeah. It's sort of like the Burton grip, only sort of a revised thing, you know? So the Burton would do this, right? So the Burton is more of a rotation, right? So the key is, look at the end of the mallet. Look at the end of the inside mallet coming out of the hand. That's the key. Because if you keep it in your hand, you can't use the finger control. So again, that's all fingers. Alright, so the fulcrum is here, between the thumb and the third finger. As I open the spread, now the fulcrum now is between the thumb and the second finger. So there's an open spread and more of a closed spread. Alright. Now check out the outside mallet. You can still use finger control with the outside mallet. So what I'm doing here is, you see the end of the outside mallet. I'm letting that come out of the hand, and then I snap it back with the fourth finger. So again, I don't have to use any wrist. Alright, so now you can do this. Alright, any questions? No. Alright, let's try the left hand. Same thing, left hand. Alright, open spread. So, alright, hold it between the thumb and the second finger. And try doing this. What I'm doing now is letting the rebound, let that mallet come up. Alright, so keep the wrist stationary. Right. So if you play drums, it's really easy, because you do this already, I'm sure, when you play drums. Right, that's just all fingers. Right. And as I do that, look at the outside mallet. Right, they're pretty stationary. Versus many times when I see a Burton player play, because of this mallet moves quite a bit. The idea is we want to be as very efficient as possible. So minimum motion, you don't want to do this. And you want to get maximum power and speed with minimum motion. And as I play, look at my hand, how loose it is. And I get a lot of nuance because I can go like this. I can also snap it. But to get a lot of power with the snap, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do a rotation. It's just like this. that left hand I'm snapping. I'm just warming up. I haven't played for a week. Any questions so far? No? Good? Okay. What about dampening? Any of you know what dampening is? I'm sure, Andrea, you teach dampening. Yeah. Let me go over the dampening techniques. This one here is pretty easy. The same mallet that plays the note also dampens the note. And what you want to do is, as you dampen, make sure the mallet is on the bar so you don't get a flam. You want it to be really clean, right? Now this is a scale going in one direction. You want to make sure that you dampen when you hit the new note. So you don't want to do this. Just listen for the sound. You want it to be very legato, right? And then you can mix it up. Now this is two-hand dampening. So that's pretty straight ahead. This is one-hand dampening when we do stepwise motion, slide. And so we'll hit the new note and slide back and dampen the previous note. We can do thirds. We can do contrary motion. Octaves. And then we have hand dampening. Changing the grip, just drop your hand and just, you can use either mallet. And then we have, instead of two hands, we have the same thing with one hand. So let me show you that. That's a little bit tricky. Maybe I can get some of you up here to try it. So hit this note. What I'm doing is I'm pivoting off this. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this. So the first thing you want to do is try it like this. So then rest it, pivot off this, and look at this. I'm raising this and I'll snap. So first try it like this, put pressure on this, and then snap. Here's the opposite. So now it's a matter of timing it. I'll dampen this when I hit the new note. Okay, so that one's a little bit tricky. Anyone want to try? Any volunteers? Marco, yeah, come on up. Yeah, give it a shot.
And one question.
Yeah.
Do you create by yourself this kind of grip or
the grip?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't call it the Ed Saindon grip. I call it the Fulcrum grip because of the Fulcrum.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. So I think going up is better than coming down, so maybe try coming down. What you want to do, let me try to show you. So as you're coming down, before you do it, get used to this. See, I'm putting pressure, and so put pressure and snap. So when you hit, there's a lot of pressure because you're pivoting off this.
Oh,
Okay? Yeah, good. Good. Try it back and forth. Yep. Yeah, good. Try the left hand now. You can do it down.
No.
Yeah, sure. Good. Good. At Berkeley, Gustavo and I teach at Berkeley with Dave Samuels. You've heard of Dave Samuels. We play a lot of Bach piano pieces, sonatas and partitas, the Bach chorales, where you have two different dampening techniques going on at the same time. So you might have that one you just did with a slide dampening or a hand dampening. So it's good. It allows us to play this like a piano, where we can have multiple lines, counterpoint, but with clarity. So the dampening is good if you can do like, you guys know, we use this at school, Bach minuet. So instead of this, here's two hand dampening. Right, now here's one hand dampening. Slide. Right, so instead of this type thing, you can do more of that. Okay? Yeah. Good, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that's the dampening. Any questions with dampening or pedaling?
Ci sono domande sul pedale, sul dampening.
Okay, so what's next, guys? Comping, improv, solo playing? Solo playing? Okay, so solo playing. All right, let's do any tunes you like to hear? Or
Lack of views, like big fit demonstration.
what is it?
It's not lack of views.